Oh, here's your Backstage pass.
Right, quiet on the set.
Action!
Welcome to Sedona's Backstage Pass with Chandra, presented by Chef Lisa Dahl. This is your inside look into culture, curators, and creative artists. And now, your host, Chandra.
Welcome, my VIPs. You've got your Backstage Pass, and you are in. Get ready, like I always say on every beginning of every podcast show, get ready for some behind-the-scenes stories that you would never know about unless you tuned in here on Sedona's Backstage Pass. That's right, you will find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. You could find us pretty much everywhere. Us would be me and my guests, because I have the best guests, let me tell you. And I just want to take a moment and thank my sponsors, because without them, I wouldn't be doing this show. And that is Sedona Heritage Museum. Thank you so much. Sefton Engineering. Love you guys. Cleaner, Quicker Car Wash. Absolutely love them. Sedona New Day Spa. Oh, Jill Gallia and her crew. Fabulous. And of course, my presenting sponsor, Chef Lisa Dahl and the Dahl Restaurant Group. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Lisa Dahl. And of course, Scott Yates and the whole crew over there at the Dahl Restaurant Group. So, I'm going to do things a little bit different. This, by the way, is my very, very first of a whole new year, starting with Sedona's Backstage Pass. That's right. Today marks the very first episode of the second series. This is exciting. So I'm going to do things a little bit different. Instead of an events calendar, I'm going to talk to you about some really great companies, and one of them is an organization called the Sedona International Film Festival. And of course, you've always heard me talk about these guys. Sedona International Film Festival not only has a wonderful annual film festival, which happens usually in the middle of February and runs to the top of March. It's a 9-day festival, and I want you to know that I have been to 13, has it been 13? Maybe it's more like 9 film festivals out of 13 that I had a music video that was actually officially accepted into, and I went from Ireland to New York to LA. It was everywhere, and it did win some awards, and a few of those film festivals I attended, like maybe 9. And I must tell you that when it was accepted into the Sedona International Film Festival, I had a blast. A 9-day festival with parties, and filmmakers get an opportunity to go to every party, and it's part of the package. When you're officially accepted, you get to go to parties, you get to see any film you want, you got to schedule them like everybody else, but you don't have to pay for anything. And that was just so much fun. I have to say the Artist Forum was my other favorite. I love them. They're in New York City, and a big shout out to Amos White, the 5th, because we love you. And a matter of fact, they happen to be our fiscal receiver for the movie that Dev Ross and I made, which is High School Detention, the musical. But now I digress. Let me just tell you that the Sedona International Film Festival now has a theater company called Sedona Professional Theater Company, and they're doing all kinds of great musicals and plays, so make sure you check them out. They have 2 theaters that are ongoing. And when I say ongoing, they're playing indie films. They're doing the big events, the concerts, like the In the Living Room music series, which is one of my concert series that I'm putting on every other Monday. And they're doing that, but they're doing all kinds of different concerts and events. Mary D. Fisher Theater is one of the theaters, and the Alice Gills Sheldon Theater. You can find out about all the wonderful things, including the indie films, by visiting SedonaFilmFestival.com. And if you want to know about events that are going on, I'm going to give a little plug here. Visit sedona.biz, visit sedona.com, cityofsedona.gov, sedona.net, sedonafilmfestival.com, sedonamuseum.org, sedonaballet.org, communitylibrarysedona.org, and sedonaartcenter.org. And that will give you all the information you need about what's going on in Sedona. I'm thrilled to announce my very first guest because he is a sponsor. His company is Sefton Engineering, and yes, Luke Sefton is in the house, in my studio, and thank you for being here, Luke.
Oh, always glad to be here with you. It's so much fun.
I always have such a great time. You have the greatest stories, and today we're going to talk about community, and we're going to talk about, we lost somebody in our community recently, actually on Easter morning. Could have been the better day.
More appropriate day.
Right. I think that's the word, appropriate, because we never want to lose anyone, but it is kind of part of living, is it not?
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
You know this firsthand because of your background.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you feel you're better prepared for these kinds of moments when people make their passage because of that?
Yeah. There's certain things, I'm used to it, but at the same time, it's still devastating.
It is.
It's like, and we'll get into it a little bit, but like when Terry was talking yesterday at the Arizona Community Foundation about Fred Shin, that's who we're talking about.
Yes, we're talking about Fred Shin. For those of you who are listening who know people in the community, and Terry Frankel, one of the original Double Mint twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the night before I was with her and Fred, and, it gets very sad. And then for the ACH, when she started talking, it just, you start tearing up and
it's hard.
Very, very emotional about it. And, and if you don't know Fred, he accomplished a lot in his life for someone that was abandoned as a kid.
I know his story is compelling, is it not?
Yeah, from 12 years old, he raised himself.
Can you imagine?
And he never, and this is what I tell other people. I said, in the United States, if you want to do it and you have the determination, you can accomplish it. There's nothing going to hold you back if you really want to do it. And
so true.
Fred is the prime example of that. Perfect example.
I would say that's so true. His father said, get out. His mother had abandoned him. So he really didn't have a mom that he knew for very long. And he did. He was 12 years old and living alone.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
right?
But he did it. He got it. And he joined, did all kinds of stuff. Got himself through school and college.
That's something.
And
worked in the corporate world?
Worked in the big corporation. So that was, I think it's a Core Aluminum. I've never.
That sounds familiar.
He was the chief financial officer, so that was a lot of responsible for a very large corporation.
Really.
Yeah.
And so here's a man who made it happen. He might have been afraid, but he did it anyway. I love that.
He was also a captain in the Army.
Yes.
So he spent some time in the Army.
Yeah.
And stuff. But Fred was always cheerful, always had good things to say. And like we said, when he started the volunteer police department here, because
he started it.
He was one of the founders of that.
Oh my goodness!
And then he saw that the police were being, they have to do a lot of paperwork, or they're taking people over to the jail. And at the time, you had to go over the mountain, or you had to go up the Flagstaff, and that takes an officer off the out of the city for half the night, and you can't do that, but. He would get up in the middle of the night, and if he had to transport somebody, he would. Or better yet, when somebody would pass away, he lost his wife, he would have to go sit there and wait for the coroner so the police could leave and go continue their job. And he would sit there and just counsel people, and everybody would become his best friend. We have a couple friends, Bill Jump.
Oh, yes, the late Bill Jump, who lost his wife, Pat. And
Bob Porter, who lost his wife. They were inseparable for 45 years. They worked in the same office.
That's right, Bob and his wife.
They were never separated, and it was pretty devastating to them. And
Cece.
Fred, I knew Fred would get out there, and he would put it all together, and he would sit there and counsel and just sit there and help them get through that grieving process. Yeah. And he would follow up with, hey, let's go out and get some coffee. So it wasn't just... as a volunteer police officer, he was also very compassionate and really helped people.
A friend. Like a friend in the community.
Absolutely.
And I remember a big shout out to Terry Frankel, and also a big shout out to his daughter, Deborah Shin, and also Kurt, who doesn't live in town, but wonderful everybody wonderful individuals. And I just have to say, he was a very giving, generous person.
He was.
And everybody talks about Fred saying, keep a giggle in your heart. And I go like, that's Fred. That's
yes.
Fred. Always upbeat.
So,
yeah.
And we've had, it's just a privilege to know him.
Absolutely.
We're so fortunate we got to spend the time we did.
Yeah.
He was such an example for people, and I think he needs to continue to be an example for people.
I agree.
And, he passed away Easter morning.
Yeah, it's a pretty profound day to leave the planet.
And
I mean,
you look
really.
at his life and what he accomplished, that's the day it had to happen.
Yep, that's right. And there is something about that. We were at the Arizona Community Foundation Awards yesterday, right? And you see these people in the same room, or 200 people.
Yes.
And we're part of that.
Yes.
We've been awardees.
Yes.
Tom and I won an award together as well.
You got Business of the Year?
Business Benefactor in 2013 together, Tom and I.
Super.
And then later, I think it was in 2016 or 17, I got Community Collaborator.
Okay, that's
and
true.
And you got...
I can't pronounce it.
Philanthropist of the Year,
yeah,
which makes so much sense to me. You are...
I was totally surprised.
Okay, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that we're totally surprised. But here, I'm just going to say this to you. You are an amazing individual. As a person, you do walk your talk. And when you meet people, very few people do. I always hope to gosh that I'm doing it. Please let me be walking my talk. But you do it. And you are there. You are a giver. You are a part of this community. You make yourself a part. You choose to be a part of this community in supporting people.
Because if you want a great community, you got to be involved. And that doesn't mean protesting everything. That means getting out there, walking the highway like I did last Saturday, cleaning trash up.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made the dumb mistake of starting at the bottom of the hill and walking up because I need to get more exercise. Well, I made it barely up to the top, and I said I was done.
Oh man, I guess.
But you do that. You work on the Jack Jamison Park.
Yes, which we work on together. We haven't done too much, but we're getting ready to do something, aren't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, we need to do a couple more. We need to get it. But I found in my life that I get attracted to exceptional people like you, like Fred, like Terry, the Stevensons. It's like my friends in the military. We all were a good team and we all accomplished, and they all became high leaders and all got their 2 stars with generals and stuff like that.
Amazing.
But it's kind of like, and other people can't keep up with you. So
well, I have to say you are a leader in the community with what you do as well. But here's the thing. I always say this, and I really have a passion about this, the idea of connecting people to get to know you. That's what this show is about, right? Get to know you behind your company, because they see Sefton Engineering, they go, oh, he's an engineer. Yeah. That's it. Oh, he comes over, he looks at the land, he works on it, and all those things that you do technically, but they don't know you. And that's what I love about the show, is we get to know you. And you're a community person. What else? You're part of Rotary. You were
Rotary
involved.
Yep.
You're still involved with Rotary, right?
Still involved in Rotary. Sedona 30.
Sedona 30. Oh my gosh, yes, of course.
And then, and there's a few others. But
Jack Jamison Memorial Park, also the military park in Cottonwood.
Yes.
That's the Verde Valley Military
And donated
Park.
that, and it's like we just now donated our time to help Hope House.
Oh, Hope
get
House.
built
Yes.
and go through all that. And I volunteer all my employees, but I pay them. But,
well, that's nice of you.
But
you
anyways,
volunteer
we got
them,
it, and
but
it comes back around. I've seen people that needed to use that, and it was good. I've benefited from that.
So what's interesting to me is you just said something, and I have to point this out, because this again just states how you are, and it's this. You said, I pay my employees to volunteer. I volunteer them, but then I pay them. So you're gifting yet again. You're giving people an opportunity to make some money, do a good thing. Absolutely. But by your doing that, you are also gifting to the organization that they're volunteering for, which is kind of a double whammy. You know what I mean? Because normally when we volunteer, we don't get paid. So here you are doing two things at once, right? You're helping, you're gifting for people to volunteer.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome, I think.
But yeah, my employees say I run a nonprofit, but it makes our lives more enjoyable. It makes we have a great time. Employees are happy; they feel accomplished doing that. So it pays back the goodwill.
It's so good. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. So now we mentioned about Fred, and there's somebody else who has done some great things, and that's Terry Frankel.
Terry, absolutely.
And I just tip my hat to her. She was with Fred for 15 years. They were what we call power couple.
Yes.
And she is a giver. Yesterday,
absolutely.
Yesterday she wins. What was it?
Lifetime Achievement Award, which they very rarely give out.
Right.
This was a big deal.
And then what does she do?
She started handing out checks to everybody.
Oh, my gosh.
This is where you go up and you get the award, and they say, well, what's your charity? We'll give the Arizona Community Foundation, we'll give that charity $1,000.
That's right.
Well, she didn't think that was enough, and she couldn't pick, so she picked hospice.
She picked Verde Valley Sanctuary, which we donated. We're donating a bunch of time to help them with their drainage, some issues. Yeah, I've done a fundraiser for them.
And that's just a tremendous, boy.
And also the hospital?
The hospital, yeah.
And who else was it? Was hospice?
Hospice was one.
Yeah.
And it was a military part.
Military. Yeah, the Marines.
The Marines, but they go, we give first, what do they call it? Marines giving to Marines?
Yes.
So if there's a Marine and an Army veteran, they'll give it to the Marine.
I know.
But that's we all have help. We all help each other.
Right. You're Army.
That.
I know.
I'm Army.
I'm like,
yes.
oh, okay. But everyone kind of laughed over that. But that was just a pure example of the giving spirit.
Terry, yes.
She doubles the check. What happens when you win? For those of you who don't know, when you're an awardee, they give you $1,000 to give to somebody. So this is a goodwill thing all the way down the whole.
Absolutely.
It's just great. And so you choose who it is you're going to give the money to, and then they donate it, right?
Absolutely.
So she says, I'm going to double this.
She did.
And she did. And then, like you said, she went on and gave 3 more checks.
Absolutely.
$1,000.
They didn't know what to do.
No, I think they were I think the Arizona Community Foundation, they were totally baffled, and everybody in the room was like, "What?
Nobody's ever done that.
No one's ever done that."
And it goes on with her being a double twin and a twin. She has to double everything.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe that was it.
Okay, Terry, if you're listening, there you go.
Yeah.
And it must say, an accomplished songwriter,
absolutely.
videographer, and editor or movie person. I mean, she's really great.
Yeah.
Part of the Grammys, so
Part
she
of the
can
Grammys.
vote.
Yeah, she used to. Yeah.
Also speaks Chinese.
Yes.
Like, who speaks Chinese if you're not Chinese?
USO.
USO played all those USOs with her sister Jenny, who is no longer with us, and just have been incredible. Is an honorary commander
of the 944th Air Wing out of Luke Air Force Base.
Amazing.
And so she just absolutely loved that. So she would go down for the
the
balls and everything else, and that's always fun.
Yeah. So we tip our hats to you, Terry. You're
absolutely
incredible.
And Terry's always an open heart. Beautiful inside and out, and always giving. You're like, Terry, I got a bottle of wine. I'm not going to drink the last one you gave me.
When you go to Terry's house, you will not leave empty-handed.
Somebody has some.
I love Lucy coasters.
Coasters.
You're holding one because guess who gave that to me?
Terry.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't leave her house without a I Love Lucy.
Because she lives in the Seven Arches. Yeah. She would tell you this, so that we're not giving anything away. But I just have to say.
I went on to Amazon and bought some of her music, or a couple. And I mean, she has an incredible voice. She was doing a one-woman show of singing.
I know.
And it's like, oh my gosh, I miss so much.
Yeah, well.
And it's so neat to see that. And her voice is just, it's almost like Christmas music. It's really
beautiful.
Beautiful.
But she's got a great arranger. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling that she will write more. I don't know why. I just get this feeling. And she and Fred wrote songs together. Yeah,
they wrote, Red, White, and Blue.
Yeah, Tom and I sang that many times.
Yes. Yeah.
Including at the Gatlin Brothers concert.
Yes.
That we used as a fundraiser for the Verde Valley Military Park.
Yeah.
That was something. That was wild. Okay, so let's talk again about how you have incorporated volunteerism in the things that you've done. So you've worked for or work with the Sedona 30. Does anybody know what the Sedona 30 is? Tell us. Well, how would you describe Sedona 30?
I would say it's not necessarily a men's club, but it's all men's right now. It's always
I think it's always been men, hasn't it?
It has always been men, but there's nothing prohibiting women. That's kind of what we're discussing right now. Is like and anyways, but
wow, that would be something.
But they've done a lot of great things over the years. They helped with the incorporation of the city of Sedona, helped with the incorporation of the school district, and helped with building SPAC, helped with building the ER. And when I was president, that's when the hospital was going to shut down the ER here in Sedona.
Oh, gosh.
And our members were not happy.
No.
And
no.
Yeah.
You know, we forget people who, I was just talking to somebody the other day, went to the symphony and spoke to a friend, and she said something like, wow, it's something, you know, you realize you're in a small town and it takes you about an hour and a half to get to an outside hospital. And so thank goodness we have that emergency room here.
Yes.
And, you know, and then things can, you know, transpire if they need to take somebody to the Verde Valley Medical Center, which is basically a hospital.
Yeah. And were you at the dedication
of the ER? I was not there. I didn't know about it.
Oh, I
didn't know about that.
Yeah.
When you're talking about this ER?
Yeah.
Just recently?
Yep.
The one where they did with Fred.
No.
Was it?
No, they Debbie Johnson. Bill and Debbie Johnson
that's
ER.
What it was.
It was renamed the Debbie and Johnson.
Oh,
Debbie and
Bill
Johnson.
Yeah. I'm going to talk to her about that.
So yes.
Yeah, because she's
so
a
that
sponsor.
was very special because
wow.
Bill really worked hard at trying to find a solution for the ER.
Was Bill on your team at Sedona 30? Was he part of that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the one that kind of was taking that on as
Yeah.
one of the members. He was the kind of taking that on with a couple other people.
So I have a question for you. Who was it that mentored you into volunteerism? Who was it that turned your head on that? Well, did you grow up with this or?
Grew up with it. You know, I was sitting there cleaning litter along the highway, and I go, I never do that because as a kid, my dad or my foster dad would take us out, and we had to clean up the ditches and stuff along the highway. And it's like, you see that as a kid.
Not everybody, though. You know?
You know.
I mean, my parents did some volunteering for the Boys Club.
Yep.
I think that's what it was, the Boys Club. I'm trying to think. But it was helping kids, orphans, and I think it was the Boys Club in Texas. Mm-hmm. And so I watched volunteerism there. And also volunteerism with some other things. My dad was a leader. So your stepfather?
Well, both.
Foster?
But my dad was a member of St. Vincent's de Paul, so he would take us along to go talk to, every Wednesday they would go out to the nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
And do that. And then I was an older boy. And,
okay.
And then I volunteered in high school at the hospital as a candy striper.
Oh, geez.
And that was a lot of fun. And the nursing home didn't have any volunteers. So I talked to the nursing home and we started a volunteer program.
And when was that? How old were you?
Probably about 16 or 17.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So you're starting this at 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's in your blood.
Yeah, and the nurses tied me up in a straitjacket and put me in the room.
Are you serious?
I was always, never mind. I was always pulling jokes or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
I had cut all the bottoms out of the trash bags that they used to put all the clothes in. Oh. And you went down the hallway and there were piles of clothes.
Oh no.
And then they would pick them up, put them back in and go on. And then they realized I did it, so I had all the nurses' aides and nurses chasing me. So,
for real? Yeah. Were they kidding or were they really upset?
No, they were.
Yes,
it was hilarious.
That's hysterical.
It was
You've always been a prankster.
Yeah,
I love it. Do you still do things to your people like that, like prank them in the office? Do you ever do that? Tell us something that you've done.
Well, right now I have 2 employees that just had new babies.
Okay.
And a couple employees that had their first grandkid.
Okay.
And you go in and they have the pictures of the grandkid up there. I'm like, we don't allow personal photos here, you know.
Oh gosh.
And so like they'll just tease me with it and And I go, every once in a while, one gal that helps the admin, she forgot to feed her kid one day.
Oh,
and it was like 3:00, but she was working hard. I said, have you fed your kid yet? And she goes, oh my gosh. I go, you're such a terrible mother.
Oh my gosh. What did she say?
That's hilarious.
She had to laugh at that.
Yeah.
She knows better. She knows that you're kidding.
Yeah. And I just so proud of her. And her 2 oldest are Marines in Japan.
Oh my gosh. She has 2 older
kids
that are serving. She looks so young.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Naima?
Yeah. Naima.
Yeah.
And then
Lovely.
Cherie, I was her dad's boss years ago with the painting company.
Oh.
So
who was her dad?
I'm
gonna catch you off.
Ron Baker.
Ron Baker.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was over there.
Isn't that something?
Man, I'm so terrible with names.
No, today
she
I'm
was
lost.
Yeah, we've been. Yeah, it's getting that way anymore. But yeah, she was just a little girl. She was just probably in junior high now.
Oh, come on.
And now she's married and works for me. And
so you've known her forever.
Yeah, kind of. I was around. Yeah, they were talking the other day, and she brought it up. Said, "Oh yeah, we remember going to your house for a company party."
This is special.
So
you got people that are working that have history with you, and great friend. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm going to ask you a question that was recently asked me.
Okay.
You love what you do?
I absolutely do. Yes.
This is your dream gig, yeah?
I enjoy doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you do it?
Well, the why.
What's your why?
Do
you know this concept?
My real passion is affordable housing. Not just, and we'll probably have to get into that a little bit later, but that's kind of my passion because I think working families, they need to have, we do low income, we got that covered, and the higher incomes are usually people retiring and they got cash, but we have this squeezing. And anyways, but I really, really want to see us work on housing.
So that's where your heart is. So is it a personal thing? Did something happen with you where you felt like...
No, I just think that's just, for families, that's just a good financial step for them if they're not burdened. And they start to build their own wealth and their own, they take care of themselves. Versus, low income, they have to keep a low income to keep the subsidies.
Right.
Or most of them you have to... so you're not encouraging them to buy a house.
Right.
Or whatever, and you're not encouraging them to, get higher raises.
Right. So so it's a big deal for you. So that is why you do what you do? Is because you feel this passion to want to do that.
Yeah. And help the community, make the community a better place.
Yeah, you are definitely a community person. It's great. I just think you're awesome. I need to give him an award, everybody. I need to come up with some sort of a different award because you're winning them. You do win them. What was the most let's see, how to put this. What gave you the most satisfaction of something that you gave personally that was such a joy to see that person receive it? I'm just really curious.
Boy, that's a hard one because I usually don't, if I give, it's given without strings,
I know,
and I don't.
But when you see the reaction, have you ever surprised anyone with something?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. It was something the other day, and it came back, and it was, I never expected it, and I didn't even remember I did it, and they remembered, and
What was it? Can you tell us?
I can't. That one, but the other one was, of course, I worked in the funeral home, and their son had committed suicide, and I cleaned it up and didn't think about it. I was just going and I saw the blood everywhere and I go, well, I got to clean this up. And so I cleaned it all up and stuff and left. Didn't blow but they came in crying, just said, thank you so much because we did not want to walk in there.
Oh my gosh, Lou.
And,
that's a big one. That's a biggie. Yeah. And you were young then.
I was young. I was like 20, 22.
Wow.
And then another lady just said, thank you, because she goes, you just came in and really spent time with us when you were picking up my husband and everything else. And I just a people person, I guess.
You are that,
Yeah.
for sure.
So-
And I cannot believe this. We have run out of time.
I know.
Can you imagine? So you're going to come back next month.
I will.
And we're going to talk again.
Yes.
Luke Sefton of Sefton Engineering. I'm going to tell you, if you want any kind of engineering done for yourself, whether that's for a commercial building or if it's for your house or a house, you're building or anything. Sefton Engineering, you guys have a great team. You have a wonderful team down there.
I do.
And integral people, and especially Luke. They always say that everybody in a company follows suit to the leader. It's the leader that makes the difference. So thank you for all that you do in the community.
Thank you.
And all that you do with your business and the way that you conduct your business. So Luke Sefton of Sefton Engineering. Thank you, Luke. And I'll be right back, so stay with me. You can taste it in every bite. For over 30 years, Chef Lisa Dahl has redefined what it means to dine in Sedona, serving soulful and handcrafted cuisine inspired by love, artistry, and community. From the original little kitchen at Dahl and DeLuca to the majestic spirit of Mariposa to the couture flair of Butterfly Burger, every experience is elevated, every ingredient intentional. In every dish, you experience Lisa's lifelong mantra, when you cook, you feed the soul. To learn more about Lisa Dahl and the Dahl restaurants, please visit cheflisadahl.com.
When your project demands precision, experience, and trust, turn to Sefton Engineering Consultants. From expert civil engineers to construction management, we deliver real-world solutions that stand the test of time. With over 30 years in the business, Luke Sefton's team is committed to getting your project done right, on time, and on budget. Sefton Engineering Consultants. Reliable, experienced, personal. Learn more at seftonengineeringconsultants.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Chandra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
Well, thank you for staying with me, everybody, and I'm so glad that you did, because my second guest, I'm thrilled to have her in my own personal studio, by the way. Spring Graf she is known in this community for all of the service that she does, extremely generous with her time, and we're going to talk to her right now. Thank you, Spring, so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
It's so exciting to have you here. You're busy. Okay. I mean, you are really busy. You are the executive director and founder of your own nonprofit, which is a huge undertaking anyway. And it's called Volunteer Sedona and the Verde Valley. It's VSVV. Can you tell us what your website is?
Sure. You can get to it two ways, actually. It's VSVV, standing for Volunteer Sedona, VerdeValley.org. We launched initially as volunteersedona.com. We are still using that when we promote to out-of-towners. If you don't remember the website, it's okay. You can Google volunteering in Sedona, and we're the first to hit.
Oh, I love that. So you're way up there.
We're up there.
I like it.
Good webmaster.
That's good. I know. I love that. That's excellent. So now you've got to tell us how in the world, it's just not like every day you just decide you're going to have a nonprofit. What was your passion behind this? What started this whole thing?
Okay. Well, it's a good story, and it's an impactful story to my life. My train track changed. My husband and I went to Maui in 2023 after the fires in September, and the first round of volunteers to that tragic event were really getting burnt out. Their adrenaline was spent. They needed to be a second round, and we just arrived at a great time. I had asked some of my friends that live in Maui, what's a good, boots on the ground, impactful nonprofit that's doing the work? And they responded to me that it was called Hungry Heroes Hawaii. And so I contacted them, and they were not near the impact zone. They were up in Kula, up in the mountain country in Maui, and they were the kitchens. So we went and prepped. There was guest chefs that came in from all over the islands, and then cooked and delivered 200 meals every day to the misplaced families. So my husband went home after 3 weeks, and Mama Maui was not letting me go. It wasn't even in my realm of possibility to leave yet. So I stayed for 6 weeks total, volunteering 4 hours a day, and then I do Reiki. So I was doing Reiki with first responders in the afternoon, and on weekends they were having health festivals for people that were affected. So that's how we ended up there. And when I came home, I thought there's got to be something more than I can do here. I had started off volunteering with Stewards of Sedona, picking up trash in Oak Creek Canyon during the pandemic. And that's actually my favorite thing to do, is pick up trash. It turns into treasure hunting. It went from being, I don't want to say resentful, but maybe not happy with the people dropping the trash.
Oh,
and
yes.
At some point during that first summer, it changed into gratitude for being part of this solution. And I don't know when that happened, but it happened. And so I had already started volunteering in Sedona. So when I came home, I went to look for other volunteer opportunities. And they were all within the nonprofit's website. And sometimes you had to click down 3 or 4 pages to get to the volunteer form. And sometimes those volunteer forms were very lengthy, which I considered a barrier to entry on volunteering.
Yeah, because when you see that, you're like, what? I'm like answering all these questions, and it's a nightmare. I know.
It just seemed a little cumbersome. So I had this idea of making this centralized database. And rather than just take my idea and run with it, I called the nonprofits, the big ones, to see what they thought. Is this a good idea? Is this something you'd be interested in taking part in? How do you see this working for you? Do you feel that it would compete with your own volunteer promotional efforts? And so that's how I did it. Because just because I think something's a good idea does not necessarily mean it's a good idea.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that's so smart to take it to people that would know.
Right.
Right? You're going to
Right.
find out the information. It's brilliant.
Right. So then
Good
I
for
also
you.
went to the cities and the chambers of commerce and said, what do you think about this? Is this being done? And I just don't know about it. So I could be part of the solution. Maybe someone else had already established this. And they said that's a great idea. So then, do you want me to keep going?
I do.
Okay.
I'm so
well, I didn't know
intrigued.
how far you wanted me to go.
No, I'm like so intrigued by
Okay,
this.
so
Yeah.
then I went to one of the largest nonprofits, which was Manzanita Outreach, and their executive director at the time thought it was such a great idea that he wanted it to be a program, a small program of Manzanita. We have a slightly different mission than that important mission that Manzanita has. So after just a couple of months, I asked them to release me from my agreement with them so that we could become a standalone nonprofit. And so that's what we did.
Okay, you were involved with that group? Is that what I'm hearing? You're saying you were involved with Manzanita.
So I was involved with the executive director. All of the programs there, at the time anyway, were fairly siloed. So I did not have interaction with the food share organization.
Right. That's what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we weren't. And it's a fantastic mission. So they agreed and we split off. And January 1, 2025, we launched as a standalone nonprofit.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you are. How long have you been here in Sedona?
Only about 7 years.
And this just started 3 years ago.
Not even.
Okay, so how did? Okay, I have to say, what were you doing here? What were you doing here beforehand? I want to know.
We retired here. This is our Act 3. I grew up in the Bay Area of Northern California and lived there for 28 years. And then I got a promotion to Chicago, to the corporate headquarters of United Airlines.
You were working with airlines? Is this what you were doing?
I was, but it was in the automation division. So I got promoted to the automation division headquarters at, believe it or not, I was a web programmer.
A web programmer. Okay, I love it. I've got a techie woman sitting next to me. We got 2 techie women in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm digging this. This
So I
is
was
good.
programming in HTML. I was programming websites in HTML.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So are you the webmaster that's so brilliant behind this?
I designed the website because I understand structure.
Yes, you do.
And so I designed the flow and the process, and the whole idea is to be as easy as possible.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. the least amount of barriers to sign up to volunteer as possible. And during the first year, during 2025, we continued to work on making it a well-oiled machine. That was the goal of year one. Let's get this as a standalone tool with as little human intervention as possible, because we're a small organization, and let's see what we can do. But there's always the heart base behind it. We are a heart-based organization. Our clients are not the direct recipients of the nonprofit's guests or clients. Our clients are the nonprofits. Our goal is to support our community's backbone at no charge to them.
That's lovely. It's like mitzvah day to me.
It is.
Right?
It is.
You weren't here during mitzvah day.
I wasn't.
Okay, the late, great Barbara Luttrell and, of course, my dear friend, Rabbi Alicia McGall,
Yes.
they are the ones that started mitzvah day.
Correct.
With T-shirts and everything, I might say. And it was not just to help individuals. It was to help people like the library
Right.
and different organizations that need help
Right.
badly.
Right.
Yeah, and then individuals too, which was really cool.
Right.
So good for you. I'm so proud of you. I want to say that. I can feel like your mother. I'm
you.
like Momdra all of a sudden, going, I'm proud of you, Spring. I really am. So now let's talk about some of these events that you have created. I know that you've had two, and they're not annual yet, but you're working on that. I almost said we're, but no, it's you and your team are working on it.
You can be part of the we. It's fine with me.
Okay,
Very
good to
welcome.
know. So you have already had, last May, and also first of all, in May, you were in Sedona, and you did a big volunteer expo fair.
Correct.
And then you also, in October, you had one in Cottonwood.
Correct.
And this year, you're heading over to Camp Verde.
Correct.
Great. Where's that going to be held?
That's going to be at the Camp Verde Community Grounds at the Rec Center.
Excellent.
And so let me just backtrack a little bit. The first volunteer fair, we had 40 nonprofits tabling, and there was a waiting list to get in. It was held at Posse Grounds at the indoor area. And
at the hub.
At the hub.
Mm-hmm.
And we promoted it. We asked the nonprofits to join us, and the nonprofits received over 130 volunteers, and those people are long-term volunteers.
Wow.
That signed up for that. It was the same number in Cottonwood. So that was really terrific.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Good
And
work.
This year we are in collaboration with the Verde Villages, and it's going to be a community care and parenting expo, and we're having our volunteer fair. So we're cross-marketing the people that will be attending, and it's family-oriented. I love the fact we'll probably be having a volunteer event for kids.
Wonderful.
To start planting those seeds.
That's so important, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
I mean, when
absolutely
kids
is.
realize that life outside of their own world, that it's important to serve. This is such an important thing.
Right.
I'm thrilled over that.
Right. We'll come back to
Thrilled.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is great. Is there anything else happening? Because that's in September.
That's September 19th.
Okay. If people want to know, if any of you are listening, you want to volunteer and you just go, I don't know where to go. I'm not sure, if I'm a match or this or that. You can always contact Spring Graf at, I'm going to say it again, vsvv.org.
Correct.
And I'm sure that there's some information there, right? How they can contact you.
Oh,
even?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's excellent. So now you also have something I find really fascinating. This is just as fresh as new day snow. I'm going to say that. Never said that before. I don't even know where that came from, actually. Anyway, it is. And that is voluntourism. You actually have a voluntourism concierge. Explain to me and everybody here, what is that?
So voluntourism is something that has been around for a while, but it was typically done abroad. There are actually travel agencies that specialize in voluntourism trips. And typically people go abroad to help less fortunate countries and areas with their needs.
Interesting.
Yeah, Verde Valley school students do that once a year. They go down to Guatemala and help out there. Think of it as Habitat for Humanity abroad. So
Right.
voluntourism, however, is what I did in Maui. My husband and I went to Maui to volunteer. And when I got home, I realized there doesn't have to be a crisis for people to want to volunteer. Sedona attracts that eco-conscious traveler. What a perfect demographic to come help clean up the trails while they're here.
Thank you very much for this.
It's
because
kind of a while you're here volunteer.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I love this because, oftentimes we see a lot of trash, and I'm not saying that it comes from tourists because I know that there have to be people who live here that do it, but it's good to educate them and also get them involved and invested in this beautiful town of ours.
Right. And it's not just trash. We send the volunteerist groups to farms, to organic farms, to help them with their work.
Yeah, tell me about that. You've got one, don't you, that I know of right offhand?
Yeah,
but I want you
there's
to
one
tell
in
people.
Cottonwood Eco Farm that is open every Tuesday and Thursday for volunteers from 9 till noon. You can sign up at vsvv.org and go to our event calendar, and you sign up from the calendar. It's very, very easy. And that's for 2 to 3 hour events. So, but Eco Farm also takes groups. And so we've put Mingus High School with them. We've put a family reunion with them, with kids down to 2 years old that were playing with the goats.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
So we've put several groups with them. We were important in getting them a couple of interns from Northern Arizona University last summer that lived on site and volunteered on site.
Brilliant.
So,
Brilliant.
So we've got another family reunion coming in. We've got a company called Discount Tires coming in, and they're putting their first group. They're coming to Sedona, I must say, because we have a volunteer operation for them.
That's wonderful to know. I'm with Discount Tire.
Yeah.
I love those people. They're here in
So,
Cottonwood. They're
yeah,
everywhere.
Right, exactly.
How cool is that? And
Yeah.
did you tell me something about, there was another group that's coming in.
Sure.
What was that?
Well, we just had Hexagon U.S. Federal come in and make fleece blankets for the veterans, and we gave them to Safeco, and they distribute them to veterans here in Sedona.
And Safeco, by the way, that is an organization here that is for all the individuals with the military that are residing in
Correct.
Sedona and I
Correct.
think the Verde Valley.
Correct.
And a big shout out to Jack Ross and Camilla Ross and their whole
Absolutely.
team.
Yeah.
Incredible. So this is exciting. But didn't you tell me something about another?
There is, there is.
Tell
So,
everybody about that.
So companies, when they do team building events, volunteering is perfectly aligned with that. So there are some organizations coming in. The Leadership Council of the American Bar Association was looking for exactly such an opportunity, and they chose Sedona because they could volunteer. And we're putting them up in Oak Creek Canyon with two organizations. One's called Wilderness Volunteers, and that's a new organization, and ADEQ with Ron Tiller. So both of those organizations are collaborating, and I'll be there too to help pick up trash because it's, as I said, my favorite thing. And so the American Bar Association is going to be cleaning up Oak Creek Canyon.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any kickback, like, I don't want to do this? They're like, what is this about?
I don't
We're
think
going-
so. When we
Really?
saw Leadership Council
That's so
from
good.
Hexagon U.S. Federal making little knots in fleece blankets, I mean, this is the leaders of the country of this very large organization. It
It's so
just
good.
warmed my heart. Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah.
How do they find you? I mean, they're looking and they find you. I know volunteerism, you're right at the top. So you've got good stuff going on. Google likes you.
Google likes us.
Google likes you. But the thing is, like, they're thinking this way, and it's so, to me, that is something I would never expect that.
Right. So that's one way. And the other way is through the group desks at the local hotels and the concierge desk at local hotels. So they already have the groups coming in, right? And also through meeting planners. We want to get to meeting planners. So when these groups come in, and let's be honest, the groups that are traveling right now are groups that have organizations and companies that have funding for this type of event.
Okay.
So they are coming to the nice hotels that have group desks, and the group desk can ask them, would you like to volunteer as part of your team building?
It's wonderful. So you've built relationships with the concierges around this area.
We're starting to.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We're very excited about it.
It's all about relationships.
Yeah.
We know that. You're doing some great work. Thank you so much for all that
Thank
you're
you.
doing. I mean, you are a community leader, and I'm thrilled to have you here because of you just, I could go on and on. Okay, but I don't want to take the time to do that right now. You can tell how I feel. You also have a Martin Luther King celebration. What's a weekend? It was a weekend. Now it's a week. Something like
Exactly.
that of service.
Yeah. Our inaugural event in 2025 was called the Week of Service. In fact, our entire website was only signing up for that event and having information about that event. That's how we started off, just bootstrapping. And it was kind of a beta test that first year to do a weekend of service to see how successful is this idea. This is my idea. A lot of the nonprofits liked the idea, if you build it, will they come? And they did. And so in 2026, this year, we had a week of service, and it was Tuesday through Monday. The Monday event is always the Friends of the Verde River cleanup event, because this past year was their 10th annual, so this next year will be their 11th annual, and I'm thrilled to support them. But there are other nonprofits. 15 nonprofits signed up for events, so we had 2 events per day, and there was a good show up. We had, oh my gosh, I wish I'd brought the list. We had KSB, we had City of Sedona, we had Eco Farm, we had...
Just a lot.
A lot.
I just love this.
Yeah.
I think it's so good.
Project Rising Hope. There were a lot. And this year was also very successful. So it just happened in January. So now we're putting it together now. This month, we're putting events up on the calendar for next year.
Good.
And you thought, why are you doing it that early? The reason we're doing it that early is so we can go to these voluntourism travel agencies and not just talk about the week of service, but show them, hey, you can send your people here. We have an entire week that they could sign up.
Brilliant. So everybody who's listening, you want to do something really wonderful. I want you to go visit vsvv.org. Look at this wonderful website and figure it out, guys. When you're coming to Sedona, those of you who are listening who are residents, you visit vsvv.org and come on, let's go out and have some fun and help people. It really does make a difference, doesn't it? Even in your own attitude of your own life when you help others.
I didn't know that I loved to volunteer until I volunteered. I had no idea how giving to others, what I would receive in return. And it cracked my heart wide open.
Yes.
Being of service is everything. And especially in these times, people get very anxious and it's what can I do? And volunteering and being of service relieves that anxiety because we're doing our part. We're doing our little part to ripple out. And it's not just, I just wanted to go back to groups really quickly.
Sure.
It's not just incoming groups. If you've got a Mahjong group, if you've got a Wild Women of the Verde Valley group, shout out, that want to come and make blankets for the Humane Society animals or that want to come and work on a farm, Eco Farm gives 90% of their produce back to food share organizations here in Sedona and the Verde Valley.
Wonderful.
So there's all kinds of nonprofits. There's Dress a Girl. There's Camilla's Emerson Theater Collaborative. There's just so many. We have 76 nonprofits now. Let me just tell you, we launched with 26 and the community has leaned in. We have 76 in just over a year, 76 nonprofits that are asking for volunteers. So if you go to the website, you can go to our ongoing opportunities. So we have the calendar and we have ongoing opportunities for locals. Shout out to locals, where you can research by category. So we have animals, we have outdoor stewardship, we have arts and community, we have special events. And what the research shows is if you volunteer to your passion, you're going to come back.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much. I can't believe we have run out of time.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. I'm like looking at my clock going, what? Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Remember spring, Graf. Spring is running around. And I mean, I can't believe all the work that you're doing and all the things that you're involved in here and offering to the community to help the community. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you for all that you're doing.
Thank you for having me on. Can I just do a shout out for donations?
Sure.
We do rely on donations so that we
Okay.
can offer everything we offer at no cost to the nonprofits. They don't need extra costs right now.
Good. So remember, this is the website, vsvv.org, and I'm sure that you have buttons there that people can actually...
We do.
Good. Make it easy. Make it easy on those websites, especially when it has to do with donations. Thank you again, Spring, for being here.
Thank you, Chandra.
And I look forward to, seeing you out in the community and all that fun stuff. You guys stay with me, and I'll be right back.
You've explored the trails, stood in awe of the red rocks. Now discover how Sedona became Sedona. The Sedona Heritage Museum tells the story of Red Rock country, from ancient cultures to today's vibrant community. It's interactive, family-friendly, and open year-round, indoors and out. Sedona Heritage Museum, preserving and sharing the soul of Red Rock country. Plan your visit at sedonamuseum.org or call 928-282-7038.
Take a deep breath and let it go. At Sedona's New Day Spa, your escape begins the moment you arrive. Enjoy luxurious massages, rejuvenating facials, and native-inspired body treatments. Every moment is designed to restore balance and renew your spirit. Voted Sedona's Best Day Spa, this is more than self-care. It's your sanctuary. Book your experience today at sedonanewdayspa.com or call 928-282-7502.
Need a clean car fast? Come to Cleaner Quicker Car Wash. We'll have you sparkling and back on the road in minutes. Whether you're after a quick shine or a deep clean, you'll get top quality service, eco-friendly soaps, and smiles all around. Drive up, shine up, and feel good, all without slowing down your day. And look like a star in your car. Located in West Sedona on Highway 89A. For more information, visit cleanerquickercarwash.com.
Here's more of Backstage Pass with Chandra, brought to you by Chef Lisa Dahl.
I'll tell you what, I am just always overwhelmed with how phenomenal my guests are every week. And I want to thank you for tuning in so you can get to know these people. Oh, do you hear that? You know what that means. It's time for my shameless Chandra spot. Today marks 1 full year of Sedona's Backstage Pass. That's right, today is a year anniversary, and we start our second year. And I started it at KAZM 106.5 FM and 780 AM on mellowmountainradio.com. And I just want to give my gratitude to the owner of mellowmountainradio.com, and that's Chuck Helstein. I want to thank him for asking me if I wanted my own podcast and actually inviting me to do that. I said yes, and here we are a year later, and I'm self-producing my own shows in my own studio. Still phenomenal guests. And for all of you who are listening, I really welcome you to find this new Spotify page. And you'll see right below the logo on the left-hand side, if you go to all episodes, you can go ahead and click follow and leave a comment and even rate the show. Hopefully you like it. If you don't bother. But if you love it, please give me a 5-star rating. That way we can get my guests out there to the world so people can know a little bit more about the faces of Sedona, people that are out there doing the hard work as volunteers, as creators, musicians, artists, poets, authors, painters, all the wonderful organizations that we have here in Sedona. It's really important to me. I learned that my why is that I always feel that people want to be heard and seen. They want their moment, and we need that. We need to give each other that moment. I know that you probably want to be heard and seen, and so I'm doing that here with Sedona's Backstage Pass. I also want to let you know about a music series that I'm doing called the In the Living Room Music Series at Mary Fisher Theater, which is part of the Sedona International Film Festival. That's every other Monday. And if you're listening to this right now and you can maybe possibly make it, make sure you come on Monday, May 4th, for the wonderful Cedrine Erdely Sayo. She is phenomenal. She's a Steinway artist. And again, here the audience gets to ask questions of our artists during the concert. It's important, right? We get to know people behind what they do. You just don't see the face and make the recognition with what they do. It's who are they, right? So remember, Sedona's Backstage Pass, please follow, share, and give me a 5-star rating if you like the show. And I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you again for tuning in. It's always wonderful to know that there are people listening. Please feel free to share. Just take the link to any of my podcast shows and share them with your friends, your family, anybody who you feel would be inspired by getting to know some of the wonderful people that are residents here in Sedona and working here as creative artists and just all kinds of wonderful individuals that I have on my show. I want to thank my sponsors again, Sedona Heritage Museum, Sefton Engineering, Cleaner Quicker Car Wash, Sedona New Day Spa, and my presenting sponsor, Chef Lisa Dahl and the Dahl Restaurant Group. Thank you to all my sponsors. So, next time, get your VIP pass out. Remember, Sedona's Backstage Pass, and I will see you here for more great stories of wonderful people here in Sedona and the Verde Valley. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your weekend and week. Take care. See you soon.